Last time on Shadow Piece, the battle between Ivankov, Belobetti and Green Bull continued. It was a showdown between schemes and power. While Ivankov kept the tree man occupied and damaged his bark again and again, Betty snuck up to him and finally infiltrated the wooden giant. With her ability, she made herself a path towards the true body of Aramaki, and when Ivankov used their powerful pirouette wink, she stabbed Green Bull into the heart with her dagger. For a moment, it seemed like everything was over, and the revolutionaries were victorious. The commander of the Grand Line even was cautious enough to continue attacking an empty space and observe it for a couple of minutes afterwards. But when he started walking away, he got pierced in the back by sharpened moss from the Admiral. Surprised by the attack, he could only watch and see how Green Bull sucked out Betty's life force and finally smashed her head. You will be the next to suffer this fate, Emporio Ivankov. My forest only grows stronger, and your blood will be the nutrients I need to go even further beyond. Now this was only a 1 versus 1, and nobody knew how the battle would turn out. How are you still alive? I know Betty wouldn't miss your heart. The leader of all newcomer was shaken, but not unfocused. Their nails sharpened themselves, and an unidentified liquid started dripping from them. After having taken care of one commander, Aramaki finally got to his opponent. At the start, they completely ignored him, but now they are the one asking questions. A maniacal laugh leaves his body before a crazy explanation got shared. You are really stupid, aren't you? In this world, anything is possible, and it is common knowledge that I am a forest human. It already began to make sense for Ivankov. It almost was a beginner's mistake, but the rules are different for everyone, so maybe not that much of a beginner. I don't have a heart, you bastard. All I have is my original root, and that isn't even on this island, which makes me basically immortal. With that announcement, Green Bull slammed his left arm on the ground, and roots started shooting out of the earth, charging directly towards Ivankov. Many people would have lost all hope after such a revelation, but not Emporio Ivankov. This wasn't the first time they would have to defeat an immortal, and probably not the last either. As soon as the roots came into their range, they used their nails to slice them apart and start approaching the Marine Admiral at the same time. In a combination of anger because of Betty's death and a sense of duty to bring upon the revolution of the world, they sliced at Green Bull with their fingernails, only to get stopped by the branch the Admiral had on his hip the entire time. This branch replaced the sword he used in the past. It was a form of punishment Akainu gave Green Bull after his failed solo mission on Wano. You realized that the green-haired Admiral had grown reliant on their devil fruit powers, and also the quality of his blades. So to change that, he cut off a simple branch from a tree he grew, and gave it to Aramaki with the following words. Right now, this may only be a regular stick, but it is your task to turn it into the mythical Yggdrasil branch. However, you are not allowed to use your devil fruit powers to change the branch in any way or shape. Just use your haki, just use your own powers. It almost sounded like an impossible challenge, basically just a punishment to ridicule him and make him carry around a stick as a weapon. At least that's what it would sound like to ordinary people, but Aramaki immediately knew that his idol did this to make him grow stronger. The jet-like energy known as armament haki flowed from his heart to his arms. Everything from his deltoids to his biceps to his fingers turned black, before flowing over into the branch. In the hands of an amateur, it may only be a stick, but a high-class warrior can turn it into an incredible weapon nonetheless. To begin with, Aramaki wasn't really a swordsman, so this was an unexpected blessing as blunt weapons fitted him much better. He swung the branch and clashed against Ivankov's nails. Those nails were special as well, hardened by daily maintenance and hormones, before even applying haki to them. Both slashing and piercing was possible with them, so in the rock-paper-scissors system of blunt, piercing, slashing, Eva would never be at a disadvantage. And yet, despite all that, the Yggdrasil branch to be smacked off the nail it came into contact with. They may be able to immediately grow them back with hormones, but that new one wouldn't compare to the enhanced nails, thus just being unnecessary energy waste for now. The revolutionary had to be careful. Getting hit would mean bleeding for them, but not for the Marine. Every swing with the branch changed the terrain and kept the newcomer on their toes, so when Green Bull stepped his game up, it became even more dangerous. Roots, petals, any wildlife you could imagine was going for Ivankov's throat. 360 degrees of danger. Injecting themselves with speed hormones, they are barely able to keep up with the onslaught of attacks. So it was only a matter of time until they slipped up. And slipped up they did. While defending against all the nature, Ivankov lost track of their opponent. So where was Green Bull hiding, and what was he scheming? The obvious answer was also the correct one. All Eva had to do was turn around 180 degrees, and he saw his foe again. To be more precise, it was the Yggdrasil branch rapidly zooming towards him. Their thoughts were flowing at an insane rate, only possible because of prior hormone injections they did during the very first preparation stage with Bill Betty. Bringing up their arms to block the attack wasn't possible, at least in the time they had, so they came up with another solution. Almost no hesitation at all, and then they rammed their fingers into their body. It didn't matter at all where, the hormones would find their way to their goal, and with hockey empowerment on top of that, they traveled through the veins even faster. Ivankov's face hardened more and more, reaching the toughness of a diamond, and yet when a blunt force attack connected, they let out a scream filled with agony and pain. Their nose was broken, and blood was dropping on the ground furiously. A massive wound that couldn't be fixed in an instant, even with the power of hormones. But it wasn't like he did nothing in return either. While around 95% of his focus was on defense, the remaining 5% were used to create a wink of opportunity. Quite literally, in fact, as they winked at Green Bull's feet, destroying one of them temporarily. As this man was completely made out of wood, he would surely recover. However, the newcomer wouldn't miss this chance. While ferocious acorns blasted against their body, they sliced and stabbed at the wooden immortal. Compared to their own wounds, they were all minor and healed quite quickly, but just the information they acquired would be crucial in the next step of this battle. A text got exchanged, racking up damage for Ivankov and gathering knowledge about Green Bull. The battle of the rookie admiral and the long-time revolutionary commander was going to continue for a bit longer. Who will come out victorious remains to be seen for you guys, and potential answers will only be discovered in the next week of Shadow Piece. I hope you still enjoy this battle, as I still have a few things prepared for you, but for now, that is all from me for today. All that's left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro out. Bye!